Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Hey y'all, we're here at the Buttered Udder here, brand new Buttered Udder out here in Monroe at the Publix Pavilion. We're at 1034 Pavilion Parkway in Monroe. Come on down and see us. We got homemade ice cream. Our most popular flavors, Vietnamese coffee Oreo. Banana pudding's very popular. We like to have a lot of variety, some flavors you're never going to find anywhere else. So come on down and see us.
1, 2, 3.
Volkswagen bus. This is a camper. '71 vintage.
Yes, sir. My name's Eileen. Eileen to the left.
This Jeep is really jacked up. Got some tremendous suspension in here.
That's bad.
Air shocks. The crowd that's here today is tremendous. It's a little bit on the cold side, but this is going to be the biggest turnout I think we've ever had on the car show. I'm going to go up and take a hot shot. Let you see just the number of people that are here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Have a 24-volt system. I noticed that the new Tesla Cybertruck is going to have a 48-volt system on it. So, 1955.
That's next weekend. Oh yeah, I do. This is
1970.
that one's going to
Mustang. Here's a Cobra Mustang.
Oh, hey, Ben.
1907. I mean, 1997. 1997. Cobra.
All over the place.
1930 Ford. That thing is really in good shape. Jaguar. V8 engine. They did have a V12. So this is a
Do you live here in Monroe?
You did state promotion.
That's where it is.
that has a little folding stuff, don't get rid of it. That's good. That's nice energy.
Motorcycle. Leaking a little bit of oil there.
But I like my little Falcon.
Yeah.
But then I said I had a 347 built.
This was the first concept of a car being a pickup.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. I'm a baby lollipop, tell you why. His kiss is sweeter than an apple pie. And when he does a shaky rock and dance, man, I haven't got a chance. I call him lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Sweeter than candy on a stick, huckleberry, cherry, or lime. If you had a chance, he'd be your pick, but lollipop is mine. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Crazy way he thrills me, tell you why. Just like a lightning from the sky, he loves to kiss me till I can't see straight. Man, my lollipop is great. I call him lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Well, this is a unique 1957 Chevy. Everything has the deck aerials, as you can see right there. It has Continental kit here on the back, which is really the thing in the 50s or so. Continental kits were very popular. This is 1933 Ford. I really got that thing fixed up. Here's a 1933 Ford fixed up. Here's a 37 Chevrolet. No, it's a Ford. I'm sorry. Real remind me of the Chevrolet. 37. Got a nice paint job. You look close, you can see the pollen on the roof. It is definitely out today, and the pollen's out there.
If I were the king of the world, tell you what I'd do.
Got a different paint job. This is a 92 Isuzu. They have really lowered this thing. This is a 1940 Ford pickup. And this Chevy, I believe that's a 59 Chevy truck. This is a 1965 Ford Econoline. And they also made a van.
What's up, boy? How you doing?
This is a 1959 Edsel. It was named after one of the Ford boys, and it lasted several years, and then it was a flop. But it definitely had its own look back in 1954. I'm sorry on the date. That's a 1959 Edsel. Go car off country in this Jeep, no matter what the road was. I don't know if this is correct, but I heard there was over 500 vehicles entered this year. So this is by far the biggest car show we've had here in Monroe. This is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment.
I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Peggy Jones, and I became a Master Gardener last year. So I have really enjoyed the whole process. It has been so much fun. So thank you all for coming. I'm excited to be doing this talk on microgreens because I did not know anything about microgreens until I started doing the research for this, and now I love them, and they're awesome. So y'all are going to find out why I love them so much. So, what? Oh, I forget. We're being filmed. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to talk about what they are, because you said you didn't even know, why we eat them, why we grow them, which microgreens are the best to grow, how to grow them, and if they're safe to eat. And Julie, I'm going to have you shut that door because I know sound carries sometimes, and we want to be good stewards. So microgreens are the little baby seedlings. They have the one true leaf on it. And these are microgreens that I have grown. This is broccoli, and this is called spicy salad. And afterwards, we're all going to taste all this, so you're going to see what I talk about. But the cotyledons are the two little seedlings that come up, and then microgreens are when the first true leaf comes up. So if you get your little magnifying glass, you can see the little leaf is up here. Now somebody asked me the other day, well, what happens if you just keep growing them? They'll get to be the mature, but they're packed so densely that you would probably get mold or something if you let them just keep growing. So that's why you have to cut them when you harvest them. I'm sure we've all heard about sprouts. They've been around. So it's a close cousin of sprouts, and sprouts, you eat the roots, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But microgreens takes about 7 to 21 days to harvest, and they're usually grown in soil, but I'm going to also show you some other ways that we grow it. And then to harvest it, you just cut them right above the soil line. So it's really easy, it's kind of fun. I started this probably last Tuesday. So I wasn't sure they would get this mature, or seedlings, or microgreens, by the time of the class, but I also used a heat mat, and I used my little grow light, so that might have helped them along a little bit. But I'm so proud of them. So sprouts are what we've all kind of heard about, and that's what you'll see at the store a lot more. And sprouts are usually one color. They're usually bean sprouts or mung sprouts, lentil sprouts, alfalfa sprouts. We've all saw, especially in the 70s, I can remember eating sprouts in the 70s. But with sprouts, you consume the whole thing, the root and everything. So with that said, there's a little bit more of a thing with sprouts about getting, contamination, because it's coming out of the soil and you're eating the soil. So that's why microgreens are so easy and so much safer to eat. And then baby greens are 4 to 6 inches in height, and they take about 21 to 40 days. And then mature greens, we all know what those are. So why eat them? They're nutritious. They're got a great little texture to them. They have great colors. I got these from Sprouts on Sunday. You can see the colors in the rainbow mix. They come in all sorts of colors and everything, but the main, most important reason is you get 40 times the nutrients in the little microgreens than you get with everything else. And the nutrients are so good for your eyes. They're good for fighting cancer. They're good for your skin. So much good stuff is in these little microgreens that I did not even realize. So we're gonna be eating more microgreens, Mother, because my mother is 92 years old, so she's gonna live to 100 because of microgreens. One of the funny things that I read about them, I forgot I had the cute little thing. They have these things in there called carotenoids. And those are what protect you from disease and enhance your immune system. So if you want to go and do some research further on that, go and research it, because it's really interesting how much nutrients are packed into these little microgreens. And one of the things I wanted to read is because, you know, as we age, so many people, as I put on my glasses, so many people have macular degeneration, and it says one of the leading causes of blindness is macular degeneration, or the degeneration of the center of the retina. Studies show that incorporating at least 6 milligrams of lutein, which is in the microgreens, in your diet a day can decrease the risk of that. So talk about this little bitty thing packing that much nutrients when you eat them. So it's kind of exciting. So why eat them? Like I said, they boost color, enhance flavor, texture. You can add them as a topping for your salad, for soups. How cool would that be? Put them in a smoothie. Use them as a garnish. Put them on, a lot of people put them on their flatbread or their pizza when they eat. Add them on an omelet or frittata. I think it would be kind of fun to put them on top, because I'm going to have a lot of microgreens when I leave, so we're going to be eating a lot of microgreens. To put them on scrambled eggs. How cool would that be? Tacos, anything. So you can literally use them for everything. So why grow them? They're fun. They're easy to grow. If you have grandchildren or small children, how easy would they see this in a matter of a week and then be able to eat them? So it's kind of fun that you can have something so quickly and be able to eat and use. So these are fast and easy to grow, although the girl that kind of is our microgreen expert, she actually sold them at the farmer's market a couple of years ago. She said they're all pretty easy to grow. So in your handouts at the very end, I think I have fast growing ones or slow growing ones. You know, the fun thing to do is just try different ones and see what works for you. I've heard that corn, if you do corn, it tastes just like corn. So it would be kind of fun to see if that works. Now, I'm sure with the larger seeds, and maybe some that are harder to grow if they have the larger seeds, you might have to soak those seeds, you know, for like 8 to 10 hours. And I think in the handout, I even have what seeds you need to soak. Like, I know sunflowers or the peas, because those are the biggest seeds. I would think corn too. The only one I've really heard that may not do so well are the lettuces, because they might be a little bit too delicate to be a microgreen. But you can literally try everything. So I had a girl yesterday in Social Circle that had just moved from Hartwell, and she was saying that she's been growing them for the past 6 months. And she's trying just a little bit of everything and having a lot of fun, you know, growing microgreens and eating them. She was also saying that she's growing shiitake mushrooms, so she's like way above me in her skill level, but she loves them. So, and I thought it was funny that they're kind of like the new trendy thing, so you can be eating microgreens. They say these are a little bit more challenging, but like I said, I think it's because the seed might be a little bit bigger, and you might have to soak them before they germinate. But look at the pretty garnet amaranth. How pretty that is. Wouldn't that be pretty on a salad or something? So you can use any type of soil when you grow your microgreens. I just used just a regular soil, the Pro Mix from Growers Outlet, that you can buy, or you can use anything from Home Depot or whatever. Just make sure it's sterile. There's not anything else in it. You can add vermiculite. I didn't, and I did not fertilize anything. So from what I've read in my research, I see that growing them in soil produces the best microgreens with the highest yield. But you're fixing to use a different kind of thing, and we'll talk about that too. And I'd be curious to see what happens when you grow and what you're growing in. But you can really grow in anything. I love the little teacup. How cute is that? Now, somebody asked me, maybe at Loganville or Social Circle, do they need the drainage hole? But I would think in something that little, for the length of time, you really don't need it, because you don't put that much water on them. I just think that would be cute, and snip them off in your cute little teacup. You can also use repurposed shallow food containers. The lid can become the saucer. So that's kind of a fun thing. And this is what I was just talking about, the grow mats. These are the hemp mats that people can use to grow. You would just wet them and put your seeds on top and let them grow. And the beauty of this is that when you harvest them, you wouldn't have the soil, which, as we all know, soil can be dirty and have organisms in them, so it would be a little bit cleaner. So I think a lot of commercial people use this. Before this class, I was going to try this, and I kind of ran out of time, and then I was a little nervous. I thought, well, I don't want to be a failure in front of y'all guys. So, but you can try. You can try doing this. I think these things are a little bit more expensive, and these are, you're going to be using the cocoa mats. Now, how expensive was this?
That whole thing was about $3.
Oh, they make it sound in the research that it was very expensive.
Well, it came off a huge roll, so he just cut me a little strip.
Okay. Now, when you do this, you'll put it in a tray, put water in it.
Just put it in a tray, water, sprinkle the seeds, and forget about it.
See, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's sterile.
Where did you find this?
I was just at a feed store in Dublin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. They made it sound like this was like real expensive. So
it's the waste from harvesting coconuts.
Yeah. It gets all over stuff.
And you can show them that little bag of seed. That's just broccoli seed. Is it in there?
Well, it's covered up by all the coconut. No, I'm just kidding. Here's the seeds that she's going to use.
And that was just like $3.
And where did you get this?
Online.
Oh, online. Okay, because I'll show you the seeds I'm using. So I'd be curious. Let us know how it turns out, because I think that would be kind of fun to see.
Well, it costs like $5 just to buy a little thing of broccoli sprouts at the store. So
right.
I figured.
Well, like I got these at Sprouts. It was $5.99 for each one.
Yeah, and when you see them at the farmer's market, it's like $10 for a little thing like that, and they just snip it.
Now, we are going to have some of these at the plant sale, so I think we're going to sell, I'm not sure, but it'll probably be 5 to 10 for each little thing. Yeah. So, because one of the things about them is that you can't reuse the soil, and then it doesn't have a very long...
But the chickens like it.
Yes.
I throw the leftovers into the chickens, and then I get to eat it a second time with the eggs.
So here's what we're gonna do. When you all go home and do your
Give all your waste to my chicken.
You're gonna save your soil after the first thing, and we're gonna take it to her for her chickens, and then she's gonna give us the eggs, and it's gonna be a whole
One big happy
symbiotic
family.
thing. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I've also heard of BioStrike. This is more like a felt-like material, and people use that. So mostly commercial people, but and it says you may need to water more frequently. I would think with yours, you would have to have a lot of water.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't get wet feet because the water goes
Comes
right
from-
through.
Okay, okay. Which is better, soil or grow mats? I think it just depends on what you want to do and what you have in mind. I've just heard soil produces the biggest yield, but we're going to find out when she does hers and see. The soil cannot be reused though. So people, think they can just grow it and then put the seeds on again and grow it again. You have to keep making it a sterile container or you'll get the mold and stuff. And it may be difficult to harvest because think about it, you're going to be clipping right here and you don't want to get the soil where she's just going to be going right above that cocoa mat line.
Like a chia pet.
Yeah. I did read in my research that some people use a electric knife.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that commercial growers do that because it would make it a lot easier. And the soil is easy to find locally, but you said that you were able to find it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, yours cannot be reused.
No, but
Okay.
the chickens, I put it in the nesting box.
Okay. Because some of them said that there are some of these that can be reused, but I would just be very careful with it because you want it all to be clean and hygienic. These are what the commercial people use, and you can see the grow lights, and they do the they probably use this stuff or the BioStraight. So how to grow it? All you really do, you fill a shallow container with 1 to 1.5 inches of soil or your medium, whatever you're going to use. You sow your seeds pretty thickly, you water, and you harvest in 7 days. And then you enjoy on all your different things, and your eyes are getting better, and you're fighting cancer and doing all this good stuff. So, yes, Miss Julie?
When you say water from the bottom,
I'm going to talk about that. That's a good question because you're right. So when you're planting, you would plant in sterile trays like this with a little thing. This is what I used, and they were sterile. So there were 8 of these that would go on, and these have holes in the bottom. This doesn't. Like I say, you may need to soak the larger seeds, such as peas and sunflowers. Usually 8 to 10 hours until they get soft. Then you plant your seeds, and look how, can y'all see how close together they are? I think this is peas. They're close together, and you can even kind of see here how close my seeds are together. Mist lightly with water when you put the seeds in. You don't cover them with dirt. Maybe press them a little bit, but don't cover them with dirt. And then what I did the first day, I just covered it, and I put it in my basement. Now my basement's a little bit chilly, so I did put my little heat mat underneath it just so it would stay warm. Plus I was nervous that I would do a good job for you guys. So I don't know if I needed it. It'll be kind of be fun. And then you go and you peek and you see if they're germinating. And the first day it wasn't. The second day it was. So I then took off my cover. So that's when I watered from the bottom. So I just put water down here. So it's coming up. and you don't mist here, because they say that could cause a problem with getting mold or fungus. And then I just put them in the window upstairs, but I also used my grow lights because, again, I wanted to do a good job for you, but I don't know if I needed it. I get a lot of light in that window. So, and I noticed today I didn't have the grow lights and they were kind of growing toward it. So they're getting a lot of light. It says on here, arugula, mustards, Asian greens will be okay in low light. So it's almost like you kind of play with it. And always use clean tap water. I did mist a little bit, not a lot, I was just nervous about doing it right. I don't know if I needed to do that, but mostly I watered from the bottom, and that's what they say is a preferred method. And then here they come. Day 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, there they go. And then they're ready to harvest. And as you see, she's just taking her scissors and harvesting. And you know, don't get too close to the dirt. So today, when we get done, y'all are gonna actually take your scissors and y'all are gonna taste. I've got little plates and forks so y'all can taste what it's gonna be like. The first day in Loganville, I forgot my scissors, or I didn't even think about it, and people were pulling them up by the roots, and I was like, that's probably not the smartest thing to do. So we're being very safe. And like I say, cut at the soil line when they're about 2 to 3 inches tall. You cannot use the soil again, and then you can refrigerate for up to 10 days. Audrey says if you put a little paper towel in your baggie, that might keep them a little bit longer, so they don't.
And you can stagger the planting by a couple of days, and then you've got enough for today, and then some 2 days from now, and they're just coming up.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so if you have all those different trays.
Yeah, that's a great, is that what you're gonna do, or, okay, that's cool.
Peggy, what do you do with your old soil?
With my old soil?
Yeah, the soil that you say you can't reuse.
I'm just gonna go throw them out in my garden.
It'll compost.
Yeah, it's like a compost, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with it. And then, like I said, you really can't reuse your soil or your mat, so thoroughly clean your trays and sterilize, and then compost your leftover soil. Are they safe to eat? Just like any vegetable, they're safe if they're grown, handled, and processed properly. So the big risk could be salmonella or E. coli or any of those. But like I said earlier, I don't think the problem is so much with microgreens, it's more with sprouts. Just because sprouts are the whole root and you're actually coming with soil. And then if they're not irrigating properly with dirty water or whatever, that could cause the problem. In 2011, the Food Safety Modernization Act was signed into law, and those who are producing sprouts must comply with those regulations. So sprouts are very heavily regulated just because of all that, but not so much the microgreens. But I can understand why they're expensive because, you know, the growing time is only 7 days, and then you cut them, and then they only have 7 days. So the shelf life is not very long on these. And I noticed when I bought these at Sprouts, one of the packages was already out of date, which I did not get for you guys. But you know, it's like, oh wow. So I bet it's hard for stores. I asked at Trader Joe's, they do not have it. My Publix did not have the microgreens. People have said Kroger does, but I didn't find any at Kroger. So it's just kind of interesting. I know my Whole Foods in Alpharetta had them, But those were, I think those were more like $7.99, and it was even smaller.
It's good, it's all
little
food.
thing. Yeah, yeah. So they're safe to eat if you purchase your seeds from a good source. You ensure all your containers and contact surfaces are kept clean. You place in an undisturbed area. Like, you don't want to have it on a little windowsill and you're chopping up your chicken, you know, uncooked chicken next to it or stuff like that. You keep pets away from it, and always wash your hands properly and clean water to irrigate. So, you know, just be sanitary and you should be fine. Keep humidity down, get your seeding density right. So don't overcrowd the seeds. You know, you don't want them on top of each other because that might cause the mold or to water them too much. Also, avoid soil contact with the foliage. Don't bury your seeds too deep, and be careful when you harvest. Are they safe to eat? Yes. Wash your greens under water before you eat them, and refrigerate as soon after harvesting.
But don't wash them before you put them in the fridge.
No, somebody,
They'll mold.
yeah. That's what all the research says, and I was like, well, that seems kind of stupid because, yeah, then you're really getting them wet. So that's my little thing on microgreens. Very easy. Aren't y'all excited? I can see in all of y'all's faces, y'all just can't wait to get out there and grow them. But when y'all taste all these, you're going to be pretty fired up. Let me go over our stuff first. Here's the resources I used. I used North Carolina, University of Arizona, and Penn State Extension. So they had some great articles on microgreens if y'all are interested. So go and look at those. You are in our beautiful building, so welcome to our Extension office. And all the information is at the bottom of your handout. If you ever have a question, contact us. We're here on Tuesdays from 1 to 4. And you can always email us and we'll answer your email. You all should have gotten an evaluation. Please fill it out. If this was a boring class, that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But the main thing that we're really interested is, what are some things that y'all would like for us to talk about in the future? What are some talks that you think would be fun? We write an article for the Walton Tribune, and today I got an email saying that, hey, we would love for you to do something on raising chickens. Well, we have someone here that has chickens. I might even ask you. And so I'm going to have her write an article for the Tribune, because a lot of people are interested in raising chickens with the price of food and eggs and everything, lately. Another thing they asked about was obviously organic and pest management, but they also said a survival garden, which I had never heard of. So I'm going to research and see what's a survival garden. Like an apocalypse.
Garden,
yeah,
it's like a nursery garden.
Oh, okay.
It's basically using what you have, your stuff, scraps that you compost and things like that, to feed the chickens, which in turn feed you, and then you give the eggshells back to the chickens, that kind of thing. Like the whole
that's cool.
circle of life.
That's so cool, because that's kind of what we're all trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hope you enjoyed these talks. We do them at Loganville, we do them at Social Circle, and we do them at Monroe. And next week we'll do them on spring edible gardening. And the presenter, Susan, will actually be doing it next week. And I hear it's going to be great. For the senior center people, Elaine does the time for herbs. So if you know Elaine Burris, she'll be here doing that talk. And then Outsmarting Garden Pest. And then projects that we do are the McDaniel Titchener House, the Monroe Senior Center Garden, and Lee in the back is one of our helpers there that helps one of our master gardeners, Ron, do the Senior Center Garden. And then we have a garden in Social Circle that if you haven't visited, it's fabulous. It's at Friendship Park, right across from the Ace Hardware. And it shows all the things that we have growing there, and it's just such a great place to go and enjoy, so that's fun. And then we do the Walton Wellness Field Garden that's right beside the jail, which is across from the Senior Center. So we go and help maintain that garden. So we're busy, busy bees. Then we are also going to be at the Farmers Market starting May 6th, every Saturday through October. That's always fun. I think we're going to have microgreens for sale. And then we are also going to have these grow your own microgreen kits for $10. It comes with a little thing to put them in, a mister, your own seeds, and dirt. How cute is that? Like if you had grandkids, wouldn't this be adorable for their Easter basket or something? I just think they're so cute. So we're going to have those. And we do a lot of different kind of demos, so it's fun. If anybody's interested in being a master gardener, it is well worth every penny that you spend. I know I have 6 of my master gardeners here today. So they're actually here getting continuing education hours from this. So it's kind of fun, and hopefully they're here to support me. I don't know. But the value that you get from your dollars is amazing. You go to the soil lab at UGA, you go to the bee lab, you go to the compost lab. So it's not just people talking to you. It is really well worth every penny that you spend. And I think it's $250 for the application, the book, and the book is about this thick. So it's a great bargain. And then our fundraiser is the Soil 3. So if you're not familiar with Soil 3, they will actually deliver it to your driveway. And we get a little cut. We're going to use it for our garden out here and our new greenhouse that we're going to be putting up. And then the plant sale, y'all better be in line for those Bears Riches because those are going to go fast. No, but we have unusual stuff, and they all come from either the yard or master gardeners have started them themselves. So it's been a lot of work and effort on all of our master gardeners. So it's so much fun. And it's going to be right over here at the barn behind the Ag Center from 10 to 2. So rain or shine, we'll be having it. It'll be good. And then we do a monthly newsletter. So if you want to sign up for that, we only do it once a month. So you won't be inundated with us with emails. But we kind of just give you what's going on and what we're doing. So we're busy, busy little bees. So here's what we're going to do today. I want y'all to come over. This is broccoli, and this is called spicy salad. So take the scissors and snip you a little bit and taste. Then over here, I have arugula, cilantro, a rainbow mix, which is, I think this is arugula, kale, cilantro, all together, and then kale. So I've got plates for you and forks. Here are the seeds that we used. She got them from Mountain Valley Seed Company. And then the seeds that we have in here came from Nature Gems Sprouts. So we're going to have the salad mix. That's in our little do-it-yourself kit. So I want y'all to come look at everything, take a recipe card, take one of our bookmarks, take some seeds home with you. We've got lots of little seeds here. And let's have fun. So, I've never had clapping before.
Hi, I'm Debbie Davis Haynes. I'm part of the Walton County Master Gardeners.
This is the beginnings of our plant sale. Everything here is been propagated by the master gardeners, and we will be selling this at our annual fundraising plant sale, April 15th at the Ag Center on Criswell Road. That's also the location of our new extension office.
That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you
We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell the kid to quit lying.